What's up, guys? It's the Pop Punk Dad here, and we're with Goalkeeper. It's really like the third or fourth time we've interviewed you guys, but you're always doing something new. Speaking of new, you have a new single out called Black Hole. You just played it tonight. The crowd seemed to love it. What's been the reception so far on the tour with it?
It's been phenomenal. Yeah. I feel like there have been a lot of people coming up and complimenting it, which we were really nervous at first because we've been so straight out the middle. And we finally picked a side of the fence, and people are fucking with it, which feels very validating. So I'm glad people like it. Yeah, it's been awesome so far.
I was just telling him.
Also, it's fun to play.
Yeah, dude, there are people singing along already.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's awesome. Pins and Needles drops in a few days. We've talked about this a little bit off camera and stuff for the last few years. What makes this new EP different than anything you guys have done in the past?
So I would say this is an example of us trying to stretch our legs artistically, try to take some more serious topics. Our last record was very fun and poppy. We wanted to go in a completely different direction, try something else new, and so it's a little heavier, but I think Goalkeeper fans are still gonna love it.
I literally wrote this in here. It's the new music sounds a little darker. I literally wrote, "Who hurt you?"
Yeah. So yes, hi. How you doing?
Yeah. So
I went through it.
It sounds like it. So the topics you said are a little more serious. Can you go a little more?
So Black Hole. That song feels kind of more like when you're at the end of the rope, you don't know where to go.
Okay.
We've
all been there.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's kind of why we wanted to write this kind of shit. It's because we're feeling it. And I think that's where your best kind of shit comes from, is where you're feeling it inside your core. So we just want to share that with other people. That's where Black Hole goes. There's another song called Everything That's Ever Happened in New Jersey. Ryan wrote most of that one. Do you want to speak on that?
The longest song title, yeah.
Was it like Panic at the Disco inspired song title? Fall Out Boy's old school.
Well,
longest song title, shortest song.
When we were in the studio with it, the producer at the time was like, the only spot could ever write this is New Jersey.
Yeah,
it's gotta come out of New Jersey.
The bridge has like a New Jersey feel to it.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, I was assuming kind of emo.
Yeah, but what would you say that song's about, Ryan?
So that song, New Jersey's like a song, I point to the chorus, which is repetitive. It's, how can anybody trust me if I can't trust myself at all?
Okay.
Which the reason why that's there is because I heard a quote that really resonated with me about self-confidence. And if you don't trust yourself, how can anybody expect to trust you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that self-confidence brings you down.
And we all tend to bring ourselves down, even though people are like, "You're so great," and you're like, "No."
So yeah, exactly. And so this is kind of an example of us exploring the idea of when you're starting to realize that, hey, maybe my self-confidence, I need to be better for myself. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to start stepping up a little bit. You know what I mean?
There are 2 more tracks on there, but they basically all kind of encompass that same kind of vulnerability that I think Goalkeeper hasn't really touched on before. We've been very proud to say hey, get back out there. But there are sometimes in your life where you're like, I don't really feel like it. I think that's kind of where we decided to land for this record.
And we all kind of live, myself included, you guys being in music, it's a DIY lifestyle. That you don't have a boss to kick your ass into gear. You do have to do it yourself.
Self-starter kind of shit.
Yeah. So this is an EP this time. It's 4 tracks. Are there any songs that you guys started to write and didn't make the cut, or you guys put on the back burner for something in the future?
Actually, yes.
Yeah. Ironically
enough, we're working on it now. So there will be more music after this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
As far as release dates, we're not 100% sure, but there was one that we were really stoked on, but it needed a little bit more time to marinate.
Okay.
And we think it's
hammer out the kinks.
Yeah. I think if we would have jumped from I Wish I Met You Sooner to the song he's talking about, there would have been a huge polarizing kind of. Yeah. So I think this in between Pins and Needles and that next song, I think it's a nice trajectory. You know what I mean?
Transition.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Putting into the darker stuff, talking about dark stuff, one of the darker records that we all know about, you're wearing a Blink shirt, is the Blink Untitled record.
Yes.
Transitioning from Take Off Your Pants and Jacket and Enema of the State to the Untitled record was pretty crazy with that. And speaking of that, you guys ended up doing something for that, sort of.
Yes.
It was the Untitled is told by Smart Punk and Friends. How did that relationship come about? And
so we know Smart Punk for a while now. because we played a lot of like pre-fest stuff and we run into them. And so when they were putting it together, they reached out and said, "Hey, would you guys want to do this song?" And Always kind of shares this very special place for all of us because it's
my favorite Blink song of all time.
It is.
Were you guys able to pick the song? Or
Yes,
Yeah,
I just want to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
Of the songs we were allowed to pick from, because there was a few that we couldn't.
Okay.
I wanted to do Easy Target because I thought Easy Target with my voice would have been like a fire track.
Yeah, and
But I came in and I was
However,
like,
Cody was
please.
like, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
Always slaps. I'll do it, you know.
And in the beginning, if you listen to it, I tried to do that drum thing, and I just ended up saying "fuck" because Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Not intentional. It just I couldn't do it. So instead of trying,
Dude,
Give it a little Goalkeeper
it still fucking slaps. It's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Favorite Blink song of all time?
Well, you heard mine.
Heard yours.
Always.
Going Away to College.
Going Away. I love that song.
Yeah.
He's trying to think of like a deep
Steve
cut.
is the best era of Blink.
Oh my God!
I'm kidding.
Out of the band. Out of the band.
I will say San Diego is great though. But
That is a good song.
favorite song, Blink song of all time. I usually step into like Anthem Part 2 because I feel like that's the best opener of an album.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, the riff that I think, Wendy Clear.
Wendy Clear? And the harmonies on there, the moving on part. Is
I
fucking amazing.
also just want to put honorable mention off the new record, Bad News. I think is fucking fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really fuck with the new record. Some of the Skiba stuff, I'm not going to say it was absolutely horrible.
Oh, no.
So San Diego's a phenomenal song.
San Diego.
Hung Over You.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I
a
actually
great
really
song.
like 9.
Parking Lot was great.
Yeah.
So some of that stuff got more of the Alkaline Trio.
I honestly feel like it allowed them to do what they needed to do artistically before Tom came.
Yep.
You know, so it's great.
Yeah. Just Tom DeLonge saving the world one delay pedal at a time.
And also Discovering Aliens.
Yeah, literally discovering aliens. I actually have.
So you got that. I don't have
Tom was right.
I don't have a belly button, so everyone thinks I'm an alien.
Yeah.
I'm the walking proof of Tom.
Yes.
So the last time I saw you guys, it was a 4-chord festival. I think I was drunk. It was at the end of the day. It was a 2-day thing.
Yeah.
3-day. I did the pre-show and stuff.
And it was a freaking hot one.
It was the first. Oh my god! It was the first time you guys played it in a while. I completely forgot you guys played at the Extaga.
Yes, we
one.
did.
That was the year that was it? Aaron West played.
Notably, that's our worst show ever.
State Champs starting line.
State Champs starting line.
4-4.
4.4. Yeah. So what was this one like compared to that? And 4-chord in
I
general.
think the biggest difference is that we have 6 years of being a band to, like, because like, as Cody was kind of saying a second ago, like, that was one of the defining moments for us as a band to say, like, if we're gonna have these opportunities, we gotta keep our shit together.
Yeah.
Because we're just so new and just so like naive to the whole thing.
Green. Yeah.
Yeah, we've never, any of our past bands, we've never had those opportunities. And now suddenly we're being thrown into that because of Rishi, like, thankfully for him.
Yeah, he's the man.
We just weren't prepared. But it did kick our ass in the high gear to go on the trajectory that we've gone.
Yeah, that was really the catalyst, I think, for us to start taking things a lot more
I
serious.
think the biggest thing was, like, we've just never played on a stage that big.
Yeah.
And then to come on day 2, after day 1 was just so exhausting from the heat and like everything. It was just like, we learned a lot then too.
Yeah.
Everything is a learning experience.
That day, the first day was so hot, and dusty, and dirty, and shitty.
But like, it was also incredibly validating to see our name next to some of our favorite bands of all time.
Oh yeah.
And then backstage, getting a lot of compliments from people we look up to, or even bands that are slightly like, it meant so much that they're actually venture guys, like, all watched our set and talked to us afterwards, and like some other people as well. So I think it was also like, it was just validating, is the best way to say it.
I would say that the first one we played, it felt like we got the chance to play it. I feel like this time around, it felt like we kind of earned it and we had our spot. We got to do what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So,
And one more thing I'll add is that, like, 4-chord 4 as a festival was very well run and great. 4-chord, the last 4-chord we like last year was on a completely another level of professionality, and those guys worked so hard to make sure that festival worked out great.
All the stage hands, Rishi, everybody.
It was
no, like, we were so well taken care of.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nutty.
Yeah, it was. First day, super hot. Everyone died, and the second day, everyone got drunk and threw money at each other because it rained.
Yep.
Yeah, it was so hot. I stopped drinking beer. I had to start drinking water.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's awful. I can't stop drinking beer.
Yeah.
Speaking of festivals, rumors are back that the Warped Tour is coming back.
Yeah.
Oh
You guys
yeah.
heard about
We
that?
can't say anything.
We don't know anything.
Totally, yeah.
We don't know anything.
That's why I can't say anything.
But if it does come back, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm very, very, very curious who the headliner is going to be.
Yeah.
That is my number one thought. It's probably going to be somebody that I would not expect, would make sense. I just didn't think of it yet, but I'm sure they all have that underway. So I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be exactly what fans want.
Right.
Because Warped Tour is such a mainstay to so many people. Sad Summer and the school summer school, like all these festivals have done such a good job at replacing that to some degree.
Summer School, Kevin was running as well.
Right.
So
So-
he's back on this.
Right.
So
I think it's going to be awesome. And if he does what Kevin Lyman does, which is give like bands of all sizes the opportunity to play in front of people, that's going to be even fucking cool.
have you guys ever been to Warped Tour person?
Oh yeah.
First year I went, Newfound Glory was headlining. It was like 2012, 13, some shit like that. Yeah, after the other way, but it was fucking sick. Yeah, I remember one of my memories is my dad was coming to pick us up, but Newfound Glory is still playing, and I'm running from one side of the field to the other, and the Understatement's playing in the background. It's like running through. It's an awesome memory. Yeah, Warped Tour. I'm glad it's coming back.
Would you guys ever want to play? I mean, that's such an obvious dumb
No.
question.
We don't like summer shows
Yeah, we hate playing music live. Nah.
or outside.
Or outside or at all.
No, Kevin Lyman, please.
No, yes, please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Speaking of tours, though, right now you are supporting the Emotional Support Tour. This is like their, I don't know, they've been touring on this for a while now since the record came out.
Yep.
What's the tour been like so far?
Insane. It's been very, very validating. I'd like
Great.
to put that word out there.
Great energy, great vibes from the beginning. Like I can't say like enough good things about Calling All Captains.
Yeah.
They are
So
a
we-
professional band.
Not only are they excited for the tour, their fans are excited for us too, which feels very, very welcoming. Every single
Yeah.
day there are people coming to say like, I checked out, I've known Captains for the longest time, I saw you guys in the flyer, checked you out immediately, and that kind of shit. And I mean, like, just feels very warm. Feels like everybody is here just to have a really good time.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing. Everybody's refusing to have a bad time. I tell you that.
We,
No, vibes are good.
and we've toured with them before, and so the second that we saw each other, it was like we never left.
It's like summer camp.
Right, even though it was 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and like there were some of the bands that we just hang with.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where are we meeting up today? And it's just everyone's having a good time. We're hanging out.
Oh, the lead singer jumped on stage with you guys earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So,
it's just
it's
like
rad.
it's like this is like the definition of like friends touring with friends.
That's what it's all
And then-
about.
And then those tours feel better, and the crowd responds better because you also see that.
The camaraderie, yeah.
Exactly. So it's a great time, and the new record's sick.
Certainly couldn't ask for more. It's been going awesome.
Yeah.
And lastly for you guys, what's next after the record drops?
After the record drops, we have a few more shows planned for the rest of the year. Canada's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
at the end of this- at the end of this
they're
run.
Canucks, they're from Canada.
Yeah.
Canadian.
When's this coming out?
This is coming out, I can give it a week. I can push it if you want.
So we have our holiday show with
Okay.
Millington Sunday morning church goes at my cousin's girlfriend's house
Okay.
in Philly. So that's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
That's gonna be really sick.
Besides that, we
Working on
have
new music.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have a lot more plans to put out music. I feel like not that we didn't focus on that, but I think that's just something we're putting a lot more engine power towards. I want to put more music out as much as possible, so we're gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's it.
Yeah, man. This has been the Pop Punk Dad.
Yeah,
Let's
no
go, Keeper.
kidding. All right, hey dude, thanks.